You asked me a good question the other day, and you were saying, "Where's your discipline at?" But when you ask someone that question, we're sitting having a coffee at the back of our apartment, and discipline for me, I've really been thinking about that a lot, and a lot of the stuff I've been reading is there's levels to it. And for a very long period of time, I was very physically disciplined, but within there was so many things I was allowing to take up so much headspace that because I wasn't vocalizing it, because I wasn't saying it, because I wasn't giving it the space, it was still happening. And for me, it's like it's now becoming about my mastery. Like, how can I be someone that is in control of my mind? And someone like you mentioned earlier on, and I'll come on and ask a couple of questions in this, but we were talking in the gym earlier on about like we were chatting about faith, and it's like people think that, oh well, you do this, you like you done this thing or you done that thing. It's like, yeah, at that point in my life, it doesn't mean that you still can't have thoughts. It doesn't mean that these things don't come into your head. You're a human being and you have on average 60,000 thoughts a day. 95% of them are unintentional for the average person. And for most people, they're going through a loop of whatever you train it. So going back to you saying there, if you're watching porn, scrolling, watching women's content online, perving on people all the time, you're creating this like mindset internally that's just like charging so much like toxic chemistry going on in your brain. And then you wonder why you feel disconnected for yourself. But you're like, but it's okay, I go to the gym. But it's okay, I eat well. It's okay, I do these things. And like this, and it's not just in that, it's the lust for money. It's the lust for, I remember there was a point where I was going through coaching and I remember being like having conversations and I'd be like, they'd be a good client. My first thought was, they'd be a good client if I just met someone. I'm like, what the hell is that, man? Like, but that is getting lost and lost. That's like, or like, imagine what I'll be able to say if I get celebrated for this thing. And you have to manage your mind all the time. Like, it never ends. And obviously, the more mental mastery that you achieve, the more you can pivot these thoughts away. And the hardest bit, man, is when you're going through change and you're letting go of an old identity. He's going to come back, or she is going to come back and fight, man. They're going to be like kicking and screaming, going, I want to do all those things that we used to always do, and I want to do them on steroids. Even though you've never done it that intense, they're going to be like, I need a drink. Give me some cigarettes. And when you go through like really, really intense change and you deliberately do it takes a lot of bravery to do it, because a lot of people are trying to emancipate themselves when life is like going into a really, really terrible place. When the like you were mentioning earlier on, like alcohol, drugs, a lot of people are living in a point of they're caught up in materialism. They're chained to it, and they don't even realize that like they're so disconnected from themselves that they have to change so much about themselves. And you're asking them to abandon things that everyone's congratulating them for. That's a hard bit to get your head around, man.
Very much so. Keeping up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Next car, the next watch. And it's a hard thing to break. They actually done study on kids, and they showed a little group of children a commercial on TV of a really cool remote control car. And they all watched the same commercial. And then they were asked in a controlled environment, look, you've got a choice, kids. One of the rooms has got a child in there that's really nasty. He's evil. Yeah, he's going to hurt you. He's going to kick you, punch you, do whatever. But he's got the toy. And then they were told in room number 2 was this really nice kid. He's going to be, play with you. He's going to be nice. He's going to be your best friend. He's got other toys, but not the one that was on the commercial. Every one of the kids chose to go inside the room with the evil, nasty kid because he had the toy that was on the commercial. We're so easily influenced and brainwashed and manipulated into this materialistic world. Yeah. And that's it. When you accept Jesus, you're not of this world anymore. When we're talking about that, we're not talking about the physical realm, right? We're talking about the world, the system, this shit that you're talking about now. That's the world. So when we get too caught up in that, what's it doing? It's disconnecting you from God. It's disconnecting you from yourself. Yeah. So it's something that we need to be very conscious of.
And a lot of people would say that materialism, everyone always attaches the most extreme meaning to the word. So you say, are you struggling right now? They think of someone lying in the gutter. Struggling is you're facing some kind of point of tension that's in your thought patterns quite a lot. Doesn't mean you need to be lying in the gutter. It's the same with materialism. Everyone's like, materialism, oh, they must be someone that likes Lamborghinis and Gucci bags. I don't like that. Now, materialism is that you're jumping from thing to thing in an effort to gain something, to gain a feeling that you're missing, chasing a void within yourself. Materialism could be signing up to loads of Hyrox events in an effort to feel a level of validation within yourself. It's not Hyrox that's the issue, but if you're like, I need to just do this thing and that thing and this thing, or competing in bodybuilding or doing, it's like, that is a form of like becoming materialistic, getting caught up in something that's actually, it's more than you, but you're not actually sitting and tuning in. You're losing yourself in the process of doing it. And that was one of my questions to you as you've kind of stepped into this. You're mentioning apart from the Bible earlier on, and you want to be able to share your riches to your grandchildren and your grandchildren. What have you found hard about navigating this world? Because I can imagine you have to keep yourself very grounded as an entrepreneur, as someone that is following faith in Christianity. Like, you've got moral obligations there. What's the line that you find yourself walking, or you have walked, or stuff that would be quite beneficial for other people to hear?
I mean, mate, it's a good question, and that's a thing that many Christians juggle with. Like, where is the line? So the line is your own intuition. Like, how far do you want to take it? Are you being greedy? Where's your heart posture? Why are you wanting the things that you're wanting? Like, I make no bones about it. I want to be financially successful to bring more people to the kingdom, genuinely. And I've told you about this before, but I want the ranch. Yeah, I want a place where broken men can come, guys that have been on drugs. I want a safe refuge for girls who don't think they've got any other option or alternative to aborting their children. I want them to come, and they'll be able to seek refuge with us. So it's like creating this mission and this kingdom in order to get more people to the kingdom. If you're using money for things like that, fantastic. Money's a tool. Money's currency. It's just a frequency exchange. Yeah. But if you're wanting this because I want to drive the next best car, I want to be, feed my own gluttony. Talk about materialism. What if it's mass gluttony as well, right? How much more do you want? You kind of get buried with it, mate, Kind of get buried with your tag or your Rolex. Relax. So that's the line. What is the mission, and why are you wanting to be an entrepreneur? Because let me tell you something else, bro. These big timers that I'm socializing with, because I'm in circles that guys are, killing it with hundreds of millions a year, 9-figure entrepreneurs. And when they get to the top, they've got a God void, mate. They've chased the money. They've done all that. So, you have to understand that that's actually the most important thing. It's not about the materialism. It's not about the gluttony and wanting more and more females and more nice clothes and more wines and £5,000 meals in Dubai. It's actually bullshit, mate. It actually genuinely is. And it's hard for a man to come to terms with that because we're sinful by nature. Yeah. We're all sinful. And that's what we had a conversation in the gym about. I've created my brand around this whole mission, Project Knight. Yeah, who were the knights? Yeah, they were protectors. They were chivalry. They were chivalrous to women. They had discipline. And when we talk about being able to block out the distractions, what do the big horses wear? The blinkers, because we know it's always going to come. But you just have to make sure you've got your blinkers on as a man. Oh, nice cars, women, cheating, drugs, alcohol, porn. Nah, I'm fine. I've got my mission. Stay away from me. My blinkers are on. Done. And that's the thing. It's self-control. When this whole conversation started because of discipline, ultimately. Discipline equals freedom. That's thrown about a lot on Instagram. It does. Discipline does genuinely equal freedom in all aspects of life.